All right, speaking of brewing, Kevin, a few things brewing up out there, huh?
Yeah, we've got the heat that's coming. We've got some thunderstorms in the forecast, and you got to love May into June here in Utah. Monument Valley, isn't that awesome? Beautiful day with blue skies, some clouds off in the distance, shadows growing longer as that sun drops on the horizon, but sure pretty in southern Utah. This is northern Utah, where we've had overcast skies for the majority of the day. That surely didn't stop the temperatures from getting hot. We actually went up to 87 degrees here in Salt Lake, well, 10 degrees above the normal of 77. Hey, each week we track our outdoor water use. I wanted to show you this white line indicates the 10-year average of our outdoor water consumption. Starts in April, even though we're not always putting water down in April, and this one goes through July. As the summer goes on, we'll expand that to include the whole summer, but currently we're 5% under that 10-year average for our outdoor water consumption, which is good. And with the heat coming, you're likely going to need to turn the sprinklers on, but just make sure you're not watering during the peak heat of the day, that 10 a.m. to 5, 6 p.m. No reason to be putting water out. It evaporates for the most part. Adjust your sprinklers so you're not wasting, and the goal is to stay below that white line all year long, and we can do it if we all conserve and do our part. Vortex showing some storms out over the West Desert and the Utah-Nevada line, a little bit bubbling up over the Wasatch and then drifting into the Uinta Basin. Same story over the western Uintas. Southern Utah, we've had some thunderstorms in and around Richfield. The Central Mountains have been fairly active today, a little bit starting to pop now over towards Blanding and Moab, and then along the Utah-Nevada line in western Utah as well. Our temperatures, 80s for Provo, Salt Lake, all the way up north to Ogden and Logan, 70s in Cedar City with 90s in St. George. Moab's currently at 90 degrees with mid-70s from Carbon County up to the Uinta Basin. As you see the satellite and radar, storms continue to move east of us. What we're seeing is not real organized. It's not a cold front. It's not connected to a low pressure center. It actually is connected to these little high pressures. There's just enough available moisture in the air that as the air circulates around those highs with the heat of the day and the terrain, they pop. Now, at overnight, they go to bed. Afternoon, they pop back up. Tomorrow looks to be a little bit more east of I-15. I think that will bring a bit more sunshine to areas west of I-15. And then high pressure kind of merges. Those two highs I showed you earlier kind of become one, and it kind of becomes the dominant feature as we head through the end of the week and the weekend. That's what's going to send temperatures to above 100 levels in St. George and our first 90s here in Salt Lake City as we get to the end of the week. So 84 degrees in Nephi tomorrow. Should be partly cloudy still. I think there'll be a bit more sunshine again over the western border. Mesquite, mostly sunny in 101. Kanab will go to 89 degrees. St. George 7-day. Tomorrow, the last day in the 90s. Then we hit 100 both Friday and Saturday. Then we'll slide back to the 90s Sunday and bring in a storm potential Monday, cooling us back to the 80s. In northern Utah, overnight lows, 50s in Logan, 40s up in Heber City, but 60s in West Valley. Yeah, it's going to be mild overnight. 63 in Salt Lake, 62 in Sandy. High tomorrow of 89 degrees. We've already been to 89 degrees twice this spring season, but we'll hit our first 90-degree day of the year on Friday and then do it again as we head through Saturday and Sunday. Sunday will be a record at 94, and then quite the drop, 70s for highs next week with storms to kick off the week. And that storm right now, it looks to be productive. Half inch to maybe an inch of rain out of that one. So we'll wait and see, but it looks good.
I know. I hate storms that aren't productive.
Amen. Don't we all?
All right. Thanks, Kev.
Okay.
We'll be right back.